Four aspiring entrepreneurs with completely different personalities, life situations, backgrounds, knowledge, experiences, and skills sit down in front of their computers. They have one thing in common. They all want to start and grow their own online business so that they can leave the 9-to-5 and do what fulfills them and create the freedom to have the life that they want. Will they succeed? And if so, how? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi there, I'm Luisa Zhou, and I'm a former space station engineer turned entrepreneur and business coach and teacher. These four are actually four of my past students and clients, so I'm gonna be able to give you the behind the scenes scoop for exactly what is gonna go down. About 8 years ago, I was working a standard 9-to-5 corporate job, and I wanted to leave my job, but I couldn't find the motivation to get started and overcome my fears because my job was okay. Then over the span of a year, everyone in my family had a life-threatening situation happen to them. My mother was diagnosed with cancer, my father had to be rushed to the ER for life-saving heart surgery, and my sister got hit with a freak snowball that almost caused her to lose her eyesight. Because that happened over such a long period, I didn't have enough vacation days to be with my family for that entire time when they needed me. That gave me the motivation to realize that even though things were good enough, I wanted to be in a situation where if that ever happened again in the future, I could be there for my loved ones. Otherwise, what's the point of all this? So that gave me the motivation finally to overcome my fears, to try and to fail and to put myself out there and to ultimately succeed in building my own online business. Eventually, I figured out how to take my job skills at the time and build that into a 6-figure business that allowed me to leave my 9-to-5. After that, people started asking me, hey, Luisa, how were you able to do that? And so I started telling them exactly what I had figured out. And that's how I came to be here with you today, where I help ambitious men and women start and grow their own online businesses, because I believe that we all deserve the opportunity to contribute what it is that we want to contribute to this world while making a great income and living the life that we want. That's why on this channel, I share weekly videos that give you strategic and actionable advice for starting and growing your own online business so that you can have the freedom to create the life and business that you want. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 4 examples of normal men and women who just started with a dream to have their own business, to leave their 9-to-5s, and to have the freedom to live their lives the way they wanted. The cool thing is they all started their businesses in different ways. So I'm going to be able to share with you 4 different ways to get your own business idea and to get out there and get started that you can use for yourself. Let's start with Ruby L, who started her business using her actual job experience. Ruby's actual job was as a matchmaker for leading matchmaking companies like eHarmony. She also had amazing credentials like a master's degree related to what she did. Based on everything she'd learned through her education and her experience from her jobs, she decided to start a relationship coaching business to help good guys who always got friend zoned go out there and get amazing dates and relationships. So when she wanted to start her business, even though she was really scared and she wasn't sure she could do it, she said, okay, I'm just gonna do this step by step. I'm gonna follow Luisa's advice and I'm gonna do what I need to do to make it happen. One of Ruby's great advantages starting out is that she really knew her target customer, that nice guy who is really sweet and really kind, but just doesn't really exactly know how to communicate with a woman that he's attracted to. Because of this, Ruby knew where her ideal client likes to hang out online. And so she knew that they like to hang out on Reddit forums. And that's actually how she got her first ever client. She posted in a Reddit forum, hey guys, I'm looking for someone to speak with to do some market research. I'm not trying to sell you anything. If you answer a few questions for me, I'm happy to give you some free coaching in return on your relationship or relationships that you want to create. And of course, again, because she knew her client, this was so interesting to her ideal clients. People reached out to her. And after she did that market research interview, one of the people that she'd spoken with actually expressed interest in continuing to work with her and hiring her to get relationship coaching. And thus she got her first client. Since then, Ruby has continued to grow her business, Good Gentleman, through the same principles, really knowing her audience and what they want, sharing really great content for them, and helping them get amazing results. Moving on to case study number 2, Anna C. When Anna and I first connected, she was a new mom who didn't have a lot of time, but had a lot of life experience in her job, climbing the corporate ladder and becoming an executive. So one guess what Anna decided to do decided to start her business. She decided to take her life experience in corporate and help other women navigate the corporate world themselves so that they could get the jobs, the role titles, the positions, and the salaries that they deserved. Now, the way that Anna got her first client was a little bit different. Because of her job and life experience, she had built an amazing network of people and colleagues who knew that she was really good at what she was going to help them with. So when she started letting people know, hey guys, I'm going to start this new career coaching business. Let me know if you know someone who would be interested in getting my help on their career, or if you yourself would be interested. And again, because she had already built that trust with her network, she had someone say, hey, yes, I'm definitely interested and I would love to work with you. Since then, Anna has continued to grow her business and is currently offering more and more group programs and courses so that she can continue to increase her business revenue while helping more and more people. Case study number 3 is Ryan C., who did not get his business idea from his actual job, skills, or experience, but who actually found his business idea from his personal skills. The thing with Ryan is that while he'd been working his 9-to-5 job, he had also built his real estate portfolio on the side, where bit by bit over the years, as he had saved his income, he had invested it into rental properties to rent out. And he had developed a very unique strategy, one that frankly, before I met him, I'd never heard about before, for really making sure that those rental properties were massively profitable. So his business naturally became to help others using the unique strategy that he himself had first tested and figured out and created. How Ryan got his first client was a little bit different from how Ruby and how Anna did it as well. He didn't really know anybody personally in his own network who would be interested in learning from him to grow their own rental properties. And he didn't really know any forums or places to go to online to speak directly to potential clients. So what he did instead was he took his knowledge and his experience and he started sharing it on publications and on podcasts, anywhere where potential interested real estate investors were going to learn about real estate investing. And even though he was new to his business, Ryan was able to get these interviews and write for these publications because he was not new to the skills and the experience that he was talking about. After his first few podcast interviews came out, Ryan started establishing himself as an expert with a very unique approach that others had not heard of before. And naturally, as people listened to him share his expertise on podcast interviews or read about his expertise and experience on blog articles that he was writing for these publications, they became really interested in learning how they could do this themselves. And because Ryan shared so much great information in his interviews and his articles, people really naturally trusted him very quickly. And so after his first few podcast interviews came out, people started coming to him to his website and asking him, hey, how can I hire you to help me build this for myself? Today, Ryan continues to use that strategy to consistently grow his business every month. And at this point, he has been featured in some of the top podcasts and publications in his industry. And our fourth case study, Paridhi, again, has a very different situation and experience from the 3 case studies we just went over. Paridhi's situation was that she wanted to start her business, but she didn't really know what she could build a business on. So she sat down and brainstormed, okay, what do I know? What can I help people with? What are my job and life skills? And she really couldn't come up with anything that she was really excited about. So then she sat down and brainstormed, okay, what are the issues that I would love to have solved? And she realized that she felt really frustrated about not having been educated in school on how to handle your finances. This is probably something that you might relate to as well. I know I definitely do, where we weren't taught the very important skill of how to manage our finances and what to do, how to save money, how to use it, how to invest it, and so on and so forth. Now, the thing is, Paridhi herself did not have that education, so how was she going to start a business on it? She did something really smart. She gathered experts and through their expertise started helping others and herself with that problem. So over the years, what Paridhi did was she reached out to and interviewed some of the top experts in the world on their financial advice. For example, she was able to get an interview with Rich Kiyosaki of Rich Dad Poor Dad. And through using that information, Paridhi herself actually learned all of this and began to be able to help others with that situation as well. Now, there's a few cool things about what Paridhi did. First, she started the business that she wanted. And even though she herself at the beginning didn't have the expertise to help others with that same problem, because she had the same problem herself. She went out there and gathered experts who could, and through interviewing them, through sharing the information that they shared with her, she herself learned, she herself got experience, and she herself built her audience and her community and gave them incredible value. What's more, because over time she was able to build this backlog of interviews with really high profile people, she was able to go out there and then get media features sharing what she learned from these famous people. And that's how Paridhi started getting her first sales, through sharing with media outlets summaries of the takeaways that she'd gotten from all of her hundreds of interviews. So we've just gone over 4 examples of some awesome ways to get started with your own online business. But once you know that, how do you figure out what to sell? Because it's not like you can just go out there and say, hey guys, I've got this idea, come and buy from me, right? That's why I've got another great video for you that I'm gonna put right here, that's gonna help you with creating your first ever coaching offer package. It's gonna show you exactly how to package your offer, what to put in it, how to price it, and everything to make sure that it's virtually guaranteed to sell. So make sure you go ahead and watch that next to set yourself up for success.